Okay, Limeys, I'm making a Swiss chard and tofu dish tonight. And I'm going to be using, of course, ginger and garlic, which are anti-microbial, as well as onion. And this will also be seasoned with salt and pepper and sesame oil to give it that yummy, nutty flavor. Okay, so now I have my onion in my cast iron pan. I use olive oil. I do use a lot of olive oil. I'll probably be adding more as I go. But yeah, hot pan, cold oil, food won't stick. I've had this pan for, oh my god, about 15 years. I'm a big fan of cast iron. I avoid Teflon like the plague, but you can use any pan. If you do use Teflon, make sure you don't cook above medium, because the chemicals will be released and get into your food and your body. But I always cook on medium anyway, even though I'm using the cast iron pan. And I know some people say to use other oils with a higher smoking point, but I always cook with olive oil and I don't have a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to chop up my ginger. I'm going to use a decent sized knob. I do not peel my ginger, I'm just cutting off the dry edges. Okay. And I'm just basically cutting this up. I just cut it lengthwise and then cut the strips lengthwise again the other way. I guess the word is minced or finely diced or finely chopped. I don't know. I'm not a chef. Okay. I just love cooking. Okay, great. Oh, yum. Okay, that looks pretty good, actually. So yeah, like stir fry is a great way for limeys to cook, because basically you're having protein and vegetables with ginger and garlic. So I mean, you could make a different stir fry every night of the week and be happy, using all kinds of vegetables. But this is this is going to be chard, because I just love greens, and of course they're super good for you. The garlic is not going to go in until the very end because it cooks very fast and burns. I guess I can go ahead and chop this up. I've already rinsed these a couple of times by submerging them. This is Swiss chard, and it's red, which is going to look even almost purple. It's going to have additional benefits. Eat a rainbow. I usually put the stems in a little bit before the greens, because they can cook a little bit more than the leaves. Just like literally 1 or 2 minutes longer. And then yeah, I just would sort of loosely cut this lengthwise and then widthwise. Oops, there we go. Like that. Okay, it's going in the pan. And I'm definitely adding more olive oil. Yeah, I don't miss the rice. I used to be a riceaholic before I had Lyme disease, but then when I decided to be really aggressive in limiting sugars and grains, I cut out rice. And I'm not saying I never cheat and enjoy a little bit of rice, but I was super aggressive the first year, and although I enjoy rice when I have it, I really do not desperately miss it. And I really value how much my energy levels have increased, so I really don't miss it that way. Okay, I'm also going to put a little salt on here, because I want the chard to wilt. Then I'm adding black pepper because it's delicious and because pepper is antimicrobial. So if you were adding a hot pepper, like any kind of hot pepper, something mild like a jalapeno or something spicier, then this would be a good time to do that. I am out of hot peppers, so I will not be doing that. There you go. Okay, now I have my garlic. You can really put as much garlic as you want. I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe 4 cloves. So yeah, I just smash it. Peel it and mince it with my knife. There are some people who attack their Lyme disease just with diet. And I know for me, it really has made a really obvious difference. As anyone I think who's done well in conquering their symptoms, it's a slow go for the most part in recovering from Lyme. I did get 2 courses of doxycycline at the beginning with a huge gap in the middle because I had a really hard time, of course, getting a prescribed second course, and I really wanted more antibiotics. But you know, you guys know the story. Anyone with Lyme disease knows how hard it is to get antibiotics if you're in Canada. I hear it's better in Europe. But anyway, so like the antibiotics really helped with my first course. Got rid of all the really obvious major symptoms. Like I had facial palsy and it resolved in 9 days when I started the antibiotics, and I had a lot of stiffness and you know, aches, as well as I mean headaches and, you know, you name it, right? All the classic stuff. But then after I finished the first course of antibiotics, different symptoms basically started creeping up, like neuropathy was the first thing, and I started to have some cognitive stuff. It was scary, but anyway, it took about 2 months before I got another course of antibiotics, and that was awesome. But of course, when that course was done, I think I got another 3 weeks. Can't remember. I think I had another 3 weeks. Yes, it was. When that course was done, of course, my symptoms came back. So, or like started to creep up again, right? Okay, this is what it looks like. It looks amazing. So I am going to work on my tofu. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to cook with tofu. Okay, I buy this silken tofu. That's my favorite. It's really silky. There are so many kinds of tofu. This is a Japanese style of tofu as opposed to a Chinese style. I lived in Japan for a year when I was in my early 20s. And yeah, I love tofu. I don't recommend eating tofu that often because it is a thyroid inhibitor. It's the worst of the thyroid inhibitors. And I had been a vegetarian at that time in my life, and I'm just draining this, okay? So yeah, I ended up developing hypothyroidism when I was a very young person, like 21. Because I ate too much tofu. But yeah. Okay, so you just put it in your hand, and I'm cutting through the middle, and then you're going to cut, you know, obviously gently. My knives are not crazy sharp, but you literally cut it in your hand. This is how they do it in Japan. But yeah, like it seems that tofu has a lot less in terms of carbohydrates than beans. So you get the benefits of beans without as much in the way of sugars. Okay, nice little cubes. And then I'm going to put that in with my chard. Okay, so that's that. And this is my sesame oil, roasted sesame oil. Oops, that's a lot. You just put a little for flavor. And I might add a little extra pepper. Anyway, I was telling you my story. So after like I realized it was going to be really hard to get more antibiotics from a doctor, I started self-treating with herbs, and there was a learning curve, believe me, but yeah, I improved a little bit every month, and I have no symptoms right now, so I'm trying to share my wisdom with you guys. Oh yeah, except when I have a hot bath, I get a bit of a rash on my chest, like a really hot bath. I don't know why. Oh my god, isn't this amazing looking? Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna add a little pepper just for fun. I might add some kind of hot sauce, and that's gonna be delicious. I was really craving tofu. I love tofu, even though it's a thyroid inhibitor, and I have hypothyroidism, but it has nothing to do with Lyme. Okay. All right, there we have it. I realized that this is actually called red chard. The chard that I used has a red stem, so it's called red chard. And there we have it. Chard with tofu, ginger, and garlic. Yum. Oh, by the way, if you wanted to add a little more salt after you tasted it, like definitely, season to taste. Okay, bon appetit.